So, the reflection for today is cooperation between the diocesan clergy and the religious. Diocesan bishop and the religious. That's what I'm supposed to teach you. Some of our fourth year St. Peter's students were telling me, Father, we have all along seen you in the seminary, but you have not taught any class. You have not taken any class. So that longing was fulfilled the other day when I prepared you a little for the other in the exam, teaching about the sacrament of reconciliation. Now that will be fulfilled. If I get up also, it will be covered. Yes, no problem, no? No. Only off the word. Okay, doesn't matter. Have you studied your canon law for religious? Canon law for religious during the course of these years? No, you never studied. Okay. I'm happy already some 8 sisters are here. Other than the sisters who are the other religious, raise your hands. Other religious, 3, 5, 8, 16. 16 religious are here. And then others are diocesan priests. I take it as a serious obligation to instill on you the need of proper relationship later on in your pastoral ministry, both as religious and both as diocesan priests. It's a very, very important matter. Forget about all the exams and things like that. I want my students to mutually appreciate each of these 2 occasions. Religious occasion and also occasion to diocesan priesthood. It's very, very important. Even if you forget some of the other things, no problem. We have to really esteem each other, because there is a fundamental equality of dignity among all Christ's faithful by baptism. Our initial identity is our vocation as baptized. As St. Augustine said, for you I am a bishop, with you I am a Christian. Equality of dignity. That's what fundamental equality of dignity. Equality of dignity among all human beings, because they are human, created by God. Secondly, the basic source for us is among all the baptized. Fundamental equality of dignity. Canon number 208 also speaks about it. Fundamental equality of dignity. So, for example, I don't want any of my students not to respect, not to disrespect others, other human beings. I appreciate my brother Stanley Kumar, who always say all our workers, Anna, Wanga, with so much respect. So much respect. Sometimes I myself don't show so much respect. There is the spark of God in each human being. Learn to respect others. Even if they are younger than you, even if they have not studied as much as you, even if they are not talented as you, respect each and every human being. Every human being. This respect will be communicated how? By giving attention, by listening. When people come to your parish or to your school, asking them to take their seat, give a place to sit. And at least you may not give cool drinks or coffee or tea. Give them drinking water at least. People may say your no. People will be in a position to accept your no also when you treat them gently, kindly. On another occasion, I told you during the conference, people may say so many negative things about you. You are not intelligent, you are not a good musician, you can't sing properly, you can't preach properly. But one thing about every religious and every priest people can say, he is a gentle human being. This you can surely acquire very soon, if you are not acquired. See, he is a gentle human being, he is a polite seminarian, let people say about it. When you respect others, you are very polite to them. You are very polite to them. At least take this from this institution, great institution, will be known as a very, very polite seminary. Polite seminary. About some of our own seminaries here also is there. I am also edified by our Aman, not to praise him. So unassuming, very polite, gentle, not because studying well anybody can do. Anybody can do. But then, respect the elders. Don't show off. These qualities, my dear brothers and sisters, you have to acquire. Even some of the religious in the AC room, in the matriculation school office, sitting there, and then abusing people, some religious sisters also. People who come out say, I have not met God, I have met a devil, like that they speak and do. Some of the priests, because you are a priest, an elderly man is cooking for you, abusing him. I don't have any respect for some of the priests who speak about their bishop, avanu ivanu, like that. What right you have to speak? Elders are sacraments, the Holy Father says in Amoris Laetitia. Elder, the sacrament of the elderly, they are very present. You have to respect them. Respect the elders. Respect your parents. Respect your parents. I don't know how you lived during the COVID in your home, whether it was a joy for them. Because of the fact you are seminarian and I am a priest, sometimes we ask our elderly parents to wash our dishes, parents and all. That's not according to the leadership criteria of Jesus Christ. Even if during the COVID you did not wash your plate, your mother washed. At least from today onwards when you go home, don't allow your mother to wash your plate. Don't think you are a big man. That would be really marvelous. Respecting the dignity, sharing, and you will give a wonderful sermon. I came to serve, not to be served. Beautiful homily in St. Peter's Philosophy Chapel. This morning Santosh gave a good homily also. So very good homily. That's not enough. Our preaching must be practiced, especially by showing respect. You don't need to strain yourself to show your respect. So I start with this fundamental equality of dignity. I have heard some of the sisters narrating with tears how they have been abused from the pulpit by the priests, parish priests or others, because they are women. You cannot say abuse them. You cannot take your special position given to you in the church and scold them from the pulpit because you are priests. They are not given the stage like that. Never do it. None of my students should do it. Should never treat the women religious with disrespect. Respect them. Respect them. Give them their due dignity, their honor. Speak well to them. Speak well of them. Speak well to them. Speak well of them. This is very, very important. Fundamental equality of dignity and action among all human beings. Respect. Joe Francis, till recently he was here, you know, how much they respect, especially I feel very, very grateful to our great two stalwarts, Father Lucien Legrand and Father Joe Francis. So he used to write after each of my homily, Father Arpan, today I listened to your homily. I like this point. Like that, send WhatsApp message. Such a great theologian. Such a great theologian. Sometimes when I preached in the philosophy building, Father Rehan used to say, he used to celebrate first mass here in the Christ the King Church, you know. Father Akpa, I got a point from your homily today. To be told by them, I don't feel very proud about it. He encourages me, appreciates me, respects me, that's all. I know they are very generous in their appreciation. This is what we have to be. This is what we have to be in our life. Be known like that fundamental equality of dignity. Today's classes will be more on religious, because about diocese they know. Side by side I will be pointing out also. But some of the things which you should know, I will tell you. One important canon of the people of God, classification of the whole people of God, especially in the Latin Church, is 207. 207. It divides the people of God into two categories of faithful. All are Christ faithful. All those who are baptized are Christ faithful in the broad sense. And then strictly in the code of canon law, Christ faithful are Catholics. What is in addition to baptism? They have, as per 205, they have three bonds. That is, same profession of faith, same sacraments, subject to the same ecclesiastical governance. I write in short form, kindly write in full. At least you will have a comprehensive notion of some theology here. So, who are Catholics? Those baptized who have the same profession of faith, same seven sacraments, and subject to the same ecclesiastical governance, Pope and the College of Bishops. They are called people who are in full communion with the church. They are in full communion with the church. So Christ faithful, broadly baptized. Baptism alone is not enough. To be a Catholic, you should have link through three bonds. The bonds are profession of faith, same sacraments, then subject to the ecclesiastical authority. We are very closely bound up with the Orientals, that is non-Catholic Orientals, because they have first two. Only they don't accept the authority of the Pope. This week we are celebrating the Unity Octave. So, regarding communion, I always used to say, first you are linked with all the Catholics. Then all the non-Catholic Orientals. Among the Catholics themselves, Oriental, they are also Catholics only. Okay, non-Catholic Oriental. Then all the baptized, all the even Protestants, all the baptized. Only two sacraments we have, that is baptism and marriage they have. All the non-Catholics, excluding the non-Catholic Orientals. Then we are related to all the monotheists, those who believe in one God. Then we believe in all the theists, at least some faith in some God or other. Then with the whole humanity. In the center we have the Catholic, which is one Latin church and 22 Eastern churches. The Catholic Church is the communion of 23 churches. Latin Church, which is 98%, and then Oriental churches, which are 22, though they are only 2%. In India, because of Kerala, they may be nearly 25%. But then whole world, the Oriental Catholics are only 2%. Okay. Now, Catholics, then non-Catholic Orientals, then all the Christians, those who are baptized, then all the monotheists, theists, then the whole humanity. This is how the distance of communion. We want all these people to come together. at least. This week we celebrate this. Catholics, non-Catholic orientals, then other non-Catholics, all of them to come under one umbrella. That is the purpose of prayer this week. Okay, having said that, we have the Catholics. Among the Catholics, we divide the people of God into two groups. A vast majority are lay people, and then others are sacred ministers, also known as clerics. 207 says, by the arrangement of God, by divine institution, some among the people of God are called to be sacred ministers. Some among the people of God are called to be sacred ministers. Sacred ministers. Sacred ministers. And all others are lay people. So the definition given in canon 207 is, there are sacred ministers and all others are lay people. That is I will complete the definition. Then the sacred ministers are three groups: deacons, priests, bishops. Deacon, presbyter, bishop. So some among the people of God. Then it also says, then in that case, only there are twofold division of the people of God. What about the so-called religious, who are the consecrated persons? The consecrated persons may be from the lay people or from the clerics. What is specific to them? It is the profession of the evangelical counsels. The consecrated persons are those who profess the three evangelical counsels. They are chosen from the lay people, they may be chosen from the clerics. In a broad sense, I am also consecrated. Baptized person also is consecrated. In the strict juridical sense, when we use the word consecration, consecration refers to persons who make profession. In the strict juridical sense, consecration refers to people who make a profession of the evangelical counsels. In the church, we have two groups of people who make profession, who must make profession. They are members of religious institutes and members of secular institutes. Both make a profession of the evangelical counsels. Members of religious institutes and members of secular institutes. Both make a profession of the evangelical counsels, religious institutes. Then if both make profession, both are consecrated, what is the difference in their profession? The religious make their profession by public vows. The religious make their profession by public vows. The secular make their profession not by public vows, but we simply call by sacred bond, some other promise. Sacred bond, some other promise. The religious make the profession by public vows. They profess to follow the evangelical counsels by public vow. What is a vow? Canon 1191 says, what is a vow? 1191. You need not write it now, but afterwards you can refer. A vow is a deliberate and free promise made to God concerning some good which is possible and better. Very beautiful definition. Many have made temporary vow, perpetual vow without knowing the meaning of vow. Some Jesuit priest told us, Father, it is some kind of bond, a relationship, this and that. No. Say the essentials. Vow is a deliberate and free promise made to God concerning some good which is possible and better. What is public vow? A vow is public when it is accepted in the name of the church by the lawful superior. So this is the first identifying mark of a religious. Here there are many religious, Religious are those who make public vows in accordance with 1191, 1192. 1192 says, what is a public vow? Religious are those who make a public vow. Public vow of chastity, poverty and obedience. Chastity, the Evangelical counsel of chastity is beautifully described in canon 599. And 600 speaks about poverty. 601 speaks about obedience. 601, the three evangelical counsels. So, with regard to the diocesan priests, for example, we also want to follow these evangelical counsels, but it is not called a vow. Vow is a promise made to God. With regard to the diocesan priests, in conscience we make a promise to God, but publicly we make a promise to the bishop. So, with regard to the diocesan priest, what about the chastity? We call it obligation of celibacy. Canon 277. 277, more or less the same words are used. 599 and 277 are similar. 277. Then what about the vow of poverty? We are asked to live a simple life. We are asked to live a simple life. I think 282. Look at canon 282 or 281. Clerics are called to 282 as I said. You are asked also, as diocesan priests, we are not bound by the vow of poverty. It doesn't mean we can simply lead a life of luxury. 282 binds you, diocesan priests. We have to lead a simple life. Conformity to Christ, resemblance to Christ is very important. The authenticity of our witness depends on our similarity to Christ. Whether I can do it, I cannot do it, will Christ do it? That is the question we have to ask. There it clearly says, suppose you have extra money, not to buy the latest car in the market, not for that your money has to be used for the poor and for the welfare of the church. It is said in canon 282. So somewhat similar to 600. 600 more serious for religious, dependent on the superiors and on each of the vows. And then, do we have to obey? Yes, we also have to obey. Diocesan priests also have to obey. Because I am a diocesan, often I say be religious, don't be offended. So, canon 273, very first canon for secular clergy is on obedience. Obey the Pope, obey your ordinary. Reverence to the ordinary. Reverence and respect to the ordinary. Take another canon, for example, 274, para 2. 274, para 2. It says, unless there is a serious impediment, excused by a lawful impediment, you should accept the job that you are given. So, with regard to the religious have the obedience. I don't have time to take each of those. Maybe when I have time, I may speak about it. So, the three things are three evangelical counsels, very beautiful. First one, for the sake of the kingdom of God. It's also said for diocesan priests. As a sign of the world to come. Very beautiful. When the Pharisees, Sadducees asked Jesus whose wife he will be, sign of the world to come. Then serve the Lord with an undivided heart. Paul, 1 Corinthians 7th chapter. So this is the meaning of consecrated chastity or promise of celibacy. Biblical basis. So we are all united in this sense. Religious also? So why? How is it concretely lived? The canon there says you renounce marriage. Celibate means one who doesn't marry. Renounce marriage. Renouncing marriage alone is not enough. Plus, live perfect and perpetual continence. Continence means purity. Abstention from all sexual activities. Perfect and perpetual continence. Perfect and perpetual continence. So this is how it has to be lived. So this is how canon 599 speaks about it. 277 says you can be more close to God by your life of celibacy. Then you can be more available. These 2 points are also said. More close to God and more available. 277 in the context of diocese priest. You are not married not to roam about everywhere, but to be more available to the people of God. Very beautiful. 599 and 277 are related. The Evangelical Counsel of Poverty. Again, why we want to be poor? Christ was poor. Not only Matthew's Gospel, but also Luke's Gospel. Blessed are the poor in spirit, Matthew. Blessed are you poor, Luke. A life that is industrious, hard-working. A life that is stranger to the earthly riches. Stranger to the earthly riches. The text quoted 2 Corinthians says, chapter 9 verse, though he was rich, for our sake he became poor. That is pointed out there. And then dependent on the superiors. Sober, not luxurious, not begging. Sober. So all these things are dependent on the superiors in the use of goods. Religious Evangelical Counsel of Poverty is explained in that way. And then obedience. What we have for evening prayer every time. Though he was in the form of God, he obeyed even up to death. Those who sing it loudly only don't obey afterwards. Afterwards they don't obey. So what is obedience? It is submission of one's will to the will of the superiors. Submission of one's will to the will of the superiors. Obedience, 601. You want to do some ministry. Superior say this is needed for congregation. Submission of one's will to the will of the superiors. Obedience. And then the law says, superiors take the place of God. To superiors take the place of God when they command in accordance with the constitution. That means we are asked to see God in the superiors. One sister said, Father, I think I became blind. I am looking and looking, no God in my superior. Another sister says, what a terrible God we have, Father. What a terrible God. God in our superiors. When they command in accordance with the constitution. So these are the people. You promise to God, I will obey. You cannot compromise on it. Same thing with regard to the diocesan priest. This is at least the promise of celibacy is given only at the time of diaconate ordination. Promise of obedience, diaconate also, and presbyteral ordination also. Do you promise to obey me and my successor? Yes, I do, they say. In Tamil they ask, Vaakalikkiraya? Some people are saying, Vaakalikkire. Come, I will tear you to pieces. He doesn't promise simply. Like that afterwards they don't. Some priests, concelebrants in the ordination are saying, Father, forgive them, they do not know what they are saying. What they are saying. So even a diocesan priest is bound to obey. So when you are ordained deacon, you are incardinated. You are already ordained, most of you, incardinated. What is the purpose of incardination? I always say, canon 265 to 272 speak about that incardination, which you have studied in your second year theology. Incardination. Threefold purpose of incardination. What is the threefold? First, disciplinary purpose. You have a superior. There cannot be any headless clergy. There cannot be any headless. You have a superior. Your bishop as the superior. Those who are incardinated. Secondly, personal purpose. You are assured that your basic needs will be met. your food and lodging, your medical, everything will be taken care of. When you are incardinated means you are assured of your decent sustenance. And the third one, pastoral purpose. You are available for ministry anywhere in your diocese or congregation. In your diocese, for example. So why, during the transfer, many priests are saying, I am not going to this parish, that parish. But at incardination, they should have been told, Bishop, send me to any part of our diocese where nobody wants to go, I am ready to go. They are the genuine priests. Already during assistant, when they are assistant, they don't want to accept the transfer. What they studied in the seminary, who taught them canon law? I did not teach. So religious must be like postage stamp. Priests must be like postage stamp. Stick where they are pasted. Go wherever they are posted. Stick where they are pasted. Go wherever they are posted. No part of the diocese. Suppose Bishop wants to send you outside the diocese, you can say, no Bishop, I was ordaining only for this diocese, I will be. So I don't want to hear any of the students to say, no, I will not accept the transfer. Bishop is partial, he is always giving me to the poor parish. Poor parish only in the diocese, no. When you were ordained, you are ready to work anywhere in the diocese. Don't ask for any other place. You are meant for any nook and corner of your diocese. Don't say rich parish, poor parish. Whether you are rich or poor, diocese will take care of you. Some people seek rich parish in order to enrich themselves and their relatives through the public money. You should have a very, very delicate conscience. So this is the threefold purpose of incardination. And religious, all the more so, they have to obey. I am dealing with so many cases of so many congregations of disobedience, not only by diocesan priests but by religious sisters also. Provincials ask me, Father, what shall we do? Then I have to draft a letter. Sister, follow the procedure prescribed in canon 697 to 701, that's all. Correction, exhortation, everything failed. Then have a council meeting, give you a first canonical warning, like this you have to write, you have to tell them. Then only some people know. Some people need to be told that they don't belong to the congregation or to the diocese. So this is it. I said why I went to this. The religious both are bound to follow the Evangelical counsel. I started from 207. Consecration. So I asked whenever I go to even generals. Last week I was addressing 25 sisters, all general councillors and provincial councillors of one pontifical right congregation. I asked them what is consecration. They are blinking. Am I a consecrated person? They say yes. No, sister. There was a year of consecrated life, Was it meant for you? Then they are blinking. People don't know. Generals don't know. Provincials don't know. What is consecration? They don't know. Consecration, they are broadly consecrated. Even the sweeper is consecrated, set apart to clean the road. That consecration I don't mean. Every baptized is consecration. What is consecration? Consecration in the strict juridical sense refers to persons who make the profession of evangelical counsels. I will finish it, then I will give you sufficient time for interaction. Actually, I don't want to keep you guessing with regard to certain things. I have told always, you people are entitled to a big dinner. Two things. One thing is they have to make me angry in the class. The other is to defeat me in table tennis. Then they are entitled to. They are entitled if they defeat me comprehensively. Not occasionally one game, one day I took. So they are only these two challenges I pose. Either defeat me in table tennis or make me angry in the class. Outside I can get angry if you do something. Okay. Because I decided to not to get angry, that people may ask all kinds of stupid questions. In fact, there are no stupid questions. All are intelligent questions only stupid answers. only stupid answers. It seems sometimes, some of our brothers, they are asked to compare the program, they go on saying so many things that are not necessary, and sometimes put the speaker in problem. In Mangalore seminary, one seminarian said like this, it seems. Sometimes some stupid people speak intelligent things. Sometimes some intelligent people speak stupid things. Now I ask for the rector to speak. Now I request for the rector to address the gathering. In both ways he is caught. In both ways he is terribly caught. If he says something intelligent, he is really stupid all along. So like that they compare, put so many things. Okay, I spoke about the first thing is consecrated persons are people who make the profession of evangelical counsels. In that regard, I said both the religious institute and secular institute members make profession, but one by public vows, others by sacred bonds. I want to complete this expression, though I am not following systematic development of the topic. What are the two other essential elements of religious life? Religious must know this. First, time, public vows. He said, is it time for the break?
Yes.
Okay, after the break we will see. I got the right to sit, you have the obligation to stand and get up and go.